Hello students, in this video we will obtain a brief overview regarding Unit 3 RDBMS, that is Relational Database Management System. We will check the practical session as well, and for this we will be using OpenOffice database. First, let's revise what is a table. Simply, we can say table is a collection of rows and columns. As stated there on the screen, a table is a set of data elements or values that is organized using a model of vertical columns and horizontal rows. The cell being the unit where a row and a column intersect. Next is columns or fields or attributes. All the three terms are used interchangeably in the database. Columns are the vertical part of the table, like it is also displayed in the example: roll number, first name and last name. These are the three columns or fields or attributes of the table. Now we have rows, which are also known as records or tuples. Rows are the horizontal part of the table. A single row represents a single record in a table. As displayed on the screen, we have three rows representing three different records related to a student. Now let's obtain a brief understanding about the data types. As the name suggests, data types specifies the type of the data to be saved in a database. Simply, we can say that data types refers to the format of data storage that can hold a distinct type or range of values. The types of data types available are numeric, alphanumeric, binary, date or time, and other variable type. Let's study about each. First is the numeric data type, that is used for describing numeric values for the field used in a table of a database. Example: fields like mobile number, roll number, year of admission, etc. are of numeric type. These are the different numeric data types that are available in the database, out of which integer is the frequently used data type to specify the numeric type of information. Next type is alphanumeric type, which is used to store variable length character literals. For example, name, address, subject, etc. all are alphanumeric type. These are the different alphanumeric data types that are available, and out of these, char and varchar are the most frequently used one. We'll be studying about all of them in detail during our online class. Next is the binary type, which is used for storing data in a binary format. This type is used for storing photographs, music files, etc. So these are the different binary data types that are available in database. Next we have date or time. As the name itself suggests, this date and time type of data type is used to store date or time. For example, your date of birth, date of sale, date of admission, time of logging into the account, etc. All these are saved under this data type. These are the different date and time data types that are available, like date, time and timestamp. And last is other data types, which includes all the Java objects are saved under this type of data type. Next is launching OpenOffice database. Let's check practically how we can launch base and how we can create and save database. So for this, again we will be using Open Office database. So these are the different set of softwares which are available in Open Office. Here we will be using database. Once we'll tap on database, this is the dialog box that appears, and it is asking us that do we want to create a new database, or do we want to open the existing one, or if you want to connect to any existing database. But right now we'll be creating the new one, so we have selected the radio button, that is the default selection also, and then press next. After that, again it asks us, do you want the wizard to register the database in OpenOffice? Yes, we want. After the database files has been saved, what do you want to do? Open the database for editing. So this is the checkbox that is checked by default and it's correct. And we will be creating the tables as per our requirement. So we are not going to check it here. After this, click Finish. So first it asks you to provide the name of the database. By default it is accepting new database .odb. ODB is the extension that is used for Open Office database. We will be saving it with the name, and this is how the database is created. Before we could further start creating table, let's first understand SQL, that is a structured query language. So what is SQL? This is a programming language that is used in relational database to create, manage and manipulate data in a database. SQL commands are categorized into two types, that is DDL and DML. DDL is data definition language and DML is data manipulation language. Let's understand each of them. So first is DDL, that is data definition language. As stated on the screen, a data definition language or data description language is a standard for commands that define the different structures in a database, which means DDL commands are used to create database, define the type and the structure of the data to be stored in the database. Common DDL commands are create, alter and drop. The next type is DML, that is data manipulation language. DML commands are used to retrieve and manipulate the data that is stored in database. Common DML commands used are select statement, which is used to retrieve the data, insert statement, which is used to insert the new information into the database, delete statement, which is used to delete the existing data, update statement, which is used to modify the information. There are two types of DML. One is procedural and other is non-procedural. In procedural DML, commands is written as a sequence of instructions in which user has to specify both what to do and how to do. Whereas in non-procedural DML, the user has to specify only what to do and not how to do. Next we have the syntax of different commands with example. So let's study them. We will even be checking the practical session that how these commands work. So first is create query, that is used for creating table in SQL. So the syntax that is used for creating table is create table. This is the keyword that is to be used as it is, which specifies that we are going to create a table. Then provide the table name, bracket open, the column name, again this is user defined, space, data type, the type of data that you want to provide, that is specifies, that defines this column, comma, another column name, then again space, the data type, the type that is going to define this column, and so on. You can define as number of columns as you want. Then bracket close, semicolon. The example that we have used here is we will be creating student table So again, create table, the keyword, student, the name, you can select any of the name depending upon your choice, bracket open. The first field that I want there is ID. The ID field will be of integers, the integer type, so I have placed data type integer here with a space, and again with a space I have specified primary key keyword here, which specifies that this field ID is going to act as primary key. It is not going to repeat any value that is inserted in it. Comma, next field that I want is name, and the data type that is defined here is varchar. The number of character limit that I have assigned here is 20 in bracket, comma, the next field name, class, again the data type that I have assigned is varchar, 3 is the character limit, comma, city is another field name, and then the data type that is assigned to it also is varchar, and the limit assigned to it is 20, bracket closed, semicolon. Let's check out that how this create query works. So again we will be using OpenOffice database, and for that you need to select tools option and from there select SQL. So this is the dialog box that appears, and this is the area where you're going to type the command, and this is the button which specifies, which reads execute, which means that once we'll finish typing our query, we will click on this button to execute, to run the query that we have typed. So let's type the query, create table student. So the first field that I want here is ID, which is of integer type, and it is going to act as primary key as well. The next field is name, and the type that I am going to keep for it is varchar, and the limit assigned to it is 20. Next is class, again the data type assigned to it is varchar, and the character limit is 3. And last field that I want to create is city, again the type assigned to it is varchar, and the character limit again is 20, bracket close, semicolon, and we'll try to execute this command. Once we'll tap on execute, so this is the status bar which specifies that your command is executed successfully or not. So now a status specified here is command successfully executed. That means our table is created. To view our table, we'll again close this and we'll open the database again. Open the existing database, select the name of the database that you have created. The name of the database is new database, and finish. So here is the click on this tables option. All the tables that you have created will appear here. So this is the table that appears that we have created. Let's check out the details that are there inside this. To check the details inside the table, double click, and you can check out all the fields that we have created. So we have created 4 fields inside this, that is ID, name, class, and city. The next query is to the insert query. This is used to insert a new information or a new data into the existing table. So for that, the syntax that is used is insert into. This is the keyword to be used. Then the table name in which you want to insert the data, then bracket open, write the sequence of columns in which you have defined the table, bracket closed, specify this values keyword, then bracket open, and specify the sequence of values to be placed in the columns you have specified earlier, bracket closed, semicolon. Let's check out the example for this. Again, we will be inserting the data into the table that we have already created, that is the student table. So insert into, the keyword to be written as it is, the name of the table in which you want to insert the data, that is a student, bracket open. So all the field names that I have created, I have specified here ID, name, class, city in a sequence, then bracket closed, values keyword to be written as it is, then bracket open. In single inverted commas, specify the values to be placed in the fields. So the first field specifies 24. This value will be placed in ID field. Then second value Ravi will be placed in the second field, that is name. This 10th will be placed in the third field, class, and this fourth value will be placed in the fourth field, that is city. So now let's check out that how this query works. Again, we'll open our database and we'll click on tools option and we'll click SQL. So again, we'll get this dialog box and we'll type our query. Insert into student. The fields that we have created are ID, name, class, and city. Bracket closed. Then values, bracket open. In single inverted commas, we'll specify the values that we want to provide. So here in single inverted commas, I'm providing each of the value and it will be saved in a sequence. So here I have finished typing my command. Let's execute it. Again, the message appears here is command successfully executed. Let's enter few more values in this table, that is a student. I will be making a bit of change, like the name that I will be keeping here. Suppose the value that I'm keeping is 16 and the name of the student, let's keep it Suchita, and let's starting in class 11th, and the city is, let's keep it Kanpur. We'll try to execute this. Again, the second statement appears command executed successfully. But we remember that we have kept ID as the primary key. Let's keep value 16 and we'll be changing the name of the student. Let's keep it, now I'm only changing the name of the student, Avni. Then the class 10th and city, let's keep it Meerut. So we'll try to execute this. I'm going to keep the ID same as that of the student I have already entered. Let's see whether it allows us to enter or not. I'm executing this. Now the message appears here is violation of unique constraint, which means that we have created ID as the primary key, so it is not allowing us to enter the replicated data. So here we need to change this value 16 and let us keep it as 13 now, and we'll try to execute. So now here it is coming, command successfully executed. Let's check that all these records have been made in our table or not. So to check out, this is the table name that appears here in this space. Double tap on this name and these are the 3 records that have already been created using the queries. Next is the update statement, which is used to modify the records that are already present in a database. The syntax that is used for update statement is update keyword, then the name of the table, set keyword to be used as it is, then the name of the column whose value is to be updated equal to the updated value, then where clause. Where clause is used to put the condition. Let's check out the example for this. Update student, the name of the table that we have created, set keyword, then the name of the field whose value is to be updated, city is equal to Bijnor, where ID is equal to 24. So this is the condition, ID is equal to 24, which means the student whose ID is 24, his city will be updated to Bijnor. Let's check out that how this query works. For this, again we'll be opening Open Office Base, and again we'll select this tools option from this menu bar, and from here we'll be selecting the SQL menu submenu item. Here we'll type the command update, name of the table, set, name of the field to be updated, updated value, and the condition. Let's execute this. Command successfully executed. Let's check the result. We'll again check this table student, and here we'll check the city of the student whose ID is 24. It is changed to Bijnor. The next statement is select statement. This is used to retrieve the data from the table, and the syntax that is used for it is select asterisk from table name. Here the name of the table appears, is to be placed, which we have already created, and asterisk here means all the fields that we have created are required to be displayed. Let's check out the example for this. Select asterisk from the name of the table that we have created. Let's check out the result for this statement. For this, we need to select this query section, and from here this third part, this is the window that appears, and here we'll type the command select asterisk from the name of the table that we have created, and we'll run this command. To run this command, this is the button that is placed here, or we can simply press the shortcut key, that is F5. After we'll tap this, this is the result that appears. The complete set of fields appear on the screen. Now let's check out the where clause that is to be used in combination with the select statement, and this where clause is used to filter the data, is to get the filtered data out on the screen. So let's check out the example for this as well. Select asterisk from student where. This is used to place the condition, and the condition here is class is equal to 10th. That means we want all the students on the screen who are in class 10th. Let's check out that how this statement provides us with the result. Again, we'll select the query section. From here we'll select the third option, and this is the window that appears. Again, we will type select asterisk from the name of the table and then the where keyword, and the condition placed is class is equal to 10th, and we'll run this query. Once we run this query, this is the data that appears. That means all the students who are present in class 10th appears on the screen. Next type of clause is order by clause, that is used to get the sorted data out. So the example that is used for it is select asterisk from student order by clause, and now here we want to sort the data as per the IDs of the students, and that too we want the data to be arranged in ascending order. So let's check out the result of this query also. Again, we'll select the query section, third option from there, and then select a statement asterisk from the name of the table student order by clause, and we want to get the data ordered as per the field named as ID, and we want the data to be arranged in ascending order. After we'll run this query, so this is the data that appears. The data is arranged in ascending order, the order of increasing with respect to this ID. That means 13 is placed at first, then 16, and then 24. Next is delete statement. As the name suggests, this statement is used to delete any particular record from the table. The syntax that is used for this statement is delete from, the keyword to be used as it is, then the name of the table that is already created, where clause, and then the condition is to be placed. Let's check out the example for this. Delete from the name of the table student where ID is equal to 24. That means the record of the student whose ID is 24 will be deleted from the table. Let's check out how this query works. For this, again, we'll select this tools option. From here we'll select this SQL submenu item. Then this is the screen that appears, and here we'll be typing delete from the name of the table that we have created, and then the where clause to place the condition ID is equal to 24. Let's execute this. After we'll execute the command, the status that is coming here is command successfully executed. But we need to make sure that whether this command is executed successfully or not. To check, we'll select this tables option from here, and then from here we'll be selecting the table student where we have made the updation. And now here the record of the student whose ID was 24 has been deleted. Now let's check out few basic features related to OpenOffice database. First is creating table using wizard, design view, and SQL query. We have already studied that how we can create tables using SQL query. Now let's check that how we can create table using wizard. To create the table using wizard, open OpenOffice base, and from there under this table category select the second option, use wizard to create tables. After we'll tap on this, this is the dialog box that appears. So the first thing it is asking for is select the fields. It has already predefined tables that are built into this. We can select any of the sample table, and from there we can select the fields that we want to be placed in our table. We can even select the category of the table, that whether we want to create the business table or a personal table. If we'll select this personal option, personal category, then these are the sample tables which are available under this category. Let's select any of the sample table like addresses. These are the different set of predefined fields which are already present in this. We can select any of these fields and add them into our table. To add the field, you need to select that and tap on this option. The next field that we want is, let's select first name, and then again we'll press this right arrow. This double right arrow means that all the fields that are present here will be added to this column selected field. And if you want to remove any of the fields from here, then we can select any of the field that we want to remove, and this is the arrow that gets activated. And to remove all the fields altogether, then select this double left arrow. As we have selected two columns, two fields for our table, after selecting, click on next. Now the next thing it is asking for is set types and formats. This is the second step for creating the table using table wizard. Here we can select the type and format for the particular field that we have added to our table. So first we'll be selecting the format for this field city. This is the field information. It has provided the name as city. If you want to change, you can change it from here. And then field type. By default they have taken the field type as varchar, and I think we all are comfortable with this because city is alphanumeric type, so we will be selecting varchar only. Then the third option is entry required. If you want to get any default value entered into this, you can select this as yes, but if you want to manually add the data into this, then select no. And length option, length field provides you with the feature of providing with a limit of character limit, and by default the character limit that they have assigned to this field is 50, and we are comfortable with this. Then let's select the second field, that is the first name, and these are the field information. The first name, you can change the name of the field. Then field type, they have taken varchar. Entry required, they have again kept no, and length is 50. So we are okay with the field information. After setting the type and format, select this next option. Then the third step is setting the primary key. As both the fields that we have added into our table is not primary key, cannot be formed as primary key, so we can create the primary key at this step. The primary key will be created automatically, and now this is the checkbox that it is asking us to provide the auto value. The value will be added automatically, or you can, if you want to add manually, then do not check this option, but we want the value to be added automatically, so I'm going to check this. And after setting the primary key, click on this next option. Now the fourth step is create table. In this, it provides you with a field where you need to type the name of the table. Let's keep the name of the table as student address. And after providing the name, click on finish. Select the appropriate option, and then click on finish. So this is how the table is created, and these are the three fields that are placed. You can automatically add the value by tapping here. Now the next feature is creating the table using design view. Let's check out the design view also. So to create the table using design view, again select this tables option, and from here select this first option placed. After you will tap this, this is the dialog box, this is the window that appears, and it is having three fields. First is field name, where you need to provide the name of the field. Second is the type, here you are required to select the data type, and third is the description. This is optional. So first let's write the field name as ID. They are asking us to provide the type. The type of the ID I want is numeric, so I have selected integer. After you will create the field, at the bottom these are the field properties related to the particular field that you have created. We can set them as well. The length by default taken by this is 10. Let's create another field. I'm going to create a table in which I want students' marks to be placed. So the next field that I have placed here is subject, and the name of the subject is to be placed in this field, so it will be of varchar type, and the length that they have by default taken is 50. And the next field that I want in this is marks, and marks will be of numeric type, so we will be selecting this integer data type for this, and the length they have taken is 10, though it's we can take 2 or 3, but let's keep it 10 only. And how we can create primary key using the design view. To create the primary key, select that particular field, right click on that, and then at the bottom you will get the option of primary key. Once you will tap this, it will get primary key assigned to that particular field. After creating this, this is the save button. Click on this, and then it will ask you to provide the name to the table. Let's give it marks. Okay. So this is how we have created table marks using design view. Next is how we can modify. The third option was to create the table using SQL query. We have already seen that using the create statement. Then modifying table, editing, deleting record or column, though we have already seen that using SQL query. But how we can do it manually using OpenOffice database, let's see that as well. If we want to edit any record, then we can simply double tap the table and the table will get opened. If I want to change any of the entry, suppose I want to make this merit, then double tap that particular entry and you can simply edit that as well. If you want to delete any particular record, you need to right click on that record, and then the delete row option appears, then the complete row will be deleted. If you want to delete any particular column or change any particular column, then for that select that particular table, right click on that, and you can tap on edit option. After you will tap on edit, this is the design view that appears. If you want to delete any particular column, select that particular column and right click on that, and delete option will appear. So simply we can do that. And if you want to delete any table, then right click on that table, delete option will also appear. There are various options that are available here, which are used for editing, modifying the table. Next is how to sort the data. Sorting means arranging the data in ascending or descending order. So we have seen this using SQL query, and the clause that we have used for this was order by. But we can even sort the data simply. Just select the particular table, and here are the two criteria that are provided to us at the top: sort ascending or sort descending. So we can select any of them, and depending upon the criteria, the data will get arranged itself. Next feature is establishing relationship between the tables. Now how we can establish the relationship between the tables? To establish that, select this tools option. From there select this relationship submenu item. After we'll select this, this is the dialog box that appears. It is asking us to add the tables in which we want to create the relationship. So this student table, and let's select this marks table. So these are the two tables among which we want to create the relationship, and you can create that by left clicking on particular field that you want to get related, drag it to the field to which you want to get it related to, and this is how simply we can add a relationship. Right now it's one-to-one relationship that is added. There are three types of relationship: one-to-one, one-to-many, and many-to-many. We'll study them in our online class. And if you want to delete any particular relationship that we have created, just right click on that and delete. Relationship will get deleted. Now let's study about forms. Forms provide user with an interface that is handy enough to enter the data in a systematic way in a database. Let's check practically how we can create forms. So to create forms, again we'll open OpenOffice base, and from the section we'll select forms option, and then from here select the second option, use wizard to create form. And now this is the stepwise way of creating the form. The first step is field selection. So to create the form, first we need to select the table. Let's create the form for this table student, and then it is asking us to select the fields for which we want to create the form. We want to create the form for all the fields. We can add the field one by one by selecting the particular field and clicking on this arrow, or we can select all the fields all together by clicking on this double arrow. After selecting the fields, click on next option. This is the second step, set up a subform. This subform works when we work with multiple tables. We are not having multiple tables, we are using only single table for this, so we'll not be selecting this option. After this, again click on next. It has directly placed us at fifth point. Fifth step is arrange controls. This is used to change the layout of the form, and to select the layout, like I have selected this first one, so we can check the difference that appears here. So this is how it is appearing. We can select any of the layouts. So the first one is, I think, quite handy enough, so I've selected the first one. After selecting the layout, click on next. Next, it is asking for setting the data entry. So the first option here is the form is to be used to enter the new data. That means the existing data will not be available to you. And the second option is the existing data will also be available, and you can also add the new data. So we will be selecting the second option, and after selecting this, click on next. Next, it is asking us to apply the styles. We can select any of the style, any of the color that we want, or any of the field border, the look that we want. After selecting the appropriate style, click on next, and then it is asking us to provide the name to the form. So let us, by default, it has taken the name of the table itself. It has kept it as student. So I'm going to make it as student record. And after giving the name to the form, click on finish. So this is how the form is created. And now we can navigate through the different set of entries that we have made, and we can even enter the new data. This is the button that is used to create a new record. Next are reports. As stated on the screen, A report helps to display the data in a summarized manner. It is used to generate the overall work outcome in a clear format. Like your report cards are a kind of report that is generated out of the database. Let's check it out practically, how we can create reports using OpenOffice database. To create reports, select this reports section, and from here select this option that is available, use wizards to create report. After we'll tap this dialog box appears. The first step it is talking about is field selection. Again, here we need to select the table for which we want to create the report. Let's create the report for student table, and again it is asking us to add the fields that we want to get added into the report. Let's select all the fields all together. So this is the double arrow. After selecting the fields, click on next option. The second step it is talking about is label fields. You can change the name of the field, that how it appears on a report. For ID, you can give the name as student ID, or you can give it as admission number. For name, you can write student's name. Class, you can provide the label as per your requirement. After assigning the label, click on next option. The third step is grouping. We can group the data together. To group the data, you can select any particular field and then you can group that, like they have grouped it like this. You can select more fields for that. I've selected name also. Let's select class also. So this is how it is grouping the data, and I've selected city also. After selecting the groups, click on next. Now it is asking us to sort the data as per the field. You can select any of the criteria, ascending or descending, and you can select any of the field for that. After selecting the sorting option, click on next. Then you can choose the layout also. There are the different set of layouts that are already provided. We can select any of them. After selecting the layout and the orientation, if you want to create portrait or landscape, you can select any of the orientation. After selecting that, click on next, and then the last step is create report, where it asks you to provide the title to the report. By default, again it has taken the name of the table. We can give it as student report. After providing the name, click on finish. So this is how the report is created. We were having 2 entries, so it has provided 2 entries, the list of information related to the 2 students. That's all from my side, students. Kindly revise all the topics from the NCERT book. All your queries will be resolved in the upcoming online class. Thank you and take care.